Sorry, can you repeat your question then, in that case?
Aha. It's a tall
Or should
order.
I try and say it back to you?
Well, I was just wondering in terms of the National Sunday Law 2024 with the, I'll just call it progression, the bookending in a sense, with the progression and various dates, events sort of fitting into complete that story. For the worldwide Sunday Law, how do you see it? Do we do the same kind of thing, whereby the external death of the King of the South and the external victory of the King of the North, both of them being complete and final at some point, but at the same time spanning, in a sense, a bookending or a progression of that final and complete death? Or how do you see Daniel 12:1? Do you see it as a single event? Michael stands up. He that's just, he that's unjust. It's a done deal. So just maybe elaborate, please.
So two thoughts. This worldwide Sunday Law, last day events 135, that's an 1888 model. So I don't know, we know a Sunday law is not going to go around the world. To be honest, even in 1888 it wasn't. Saudi Arabia in 1888 was never going to pass a Sunday law, but Elder Tess has covered that in the past. But still, I don't know what it means for the Sunday law to progress around the world in our time. So I don't actually even know what this is going to look like, and I don't know if anyone's ever presented what it will look like or what it will actually happen. So as far as that's concerned, the King of the North, the answer is I don't know. But there is other things, at least one that I can think of, happening at Daniel 12:1 externally. And one of them is according to the triple application of prophecy with the three woes. At Daniel 12:1, the east wind kills the army of Rome. And I don't know how that's going to look. It's probably not going to be planes going into buildings. But one thing I said, I think probably last time I presented this, and you start to realize things the more you present it, is if the peace deal was signed this year and the end of the Ukraine war was this year, but the east wind doesn't kill the army of Rome for another 2 or 3 years, that wouldn't seem to fit. In my mind, it would have to happen all in the same year, because all of our waymarks are a single year. 1989, 2001, 2014. We don't say 2001 spilling over into 2002 or anything like that. So then I tried to break holes in my own presentation to be objective. And that's when I thought of. So as a more direct answer to your question, I'd expect at least two things: the end of the Ukraine war and the east wind to kill the army of Rome. For me to really believe it was Daniel 12:1.
So then could you say that the worldwide Sunday law is also progressive? It's like a period of time. It isn't just a point in time.
Yes, which is exactly why I like this model, because we do that. We do bookend one waymark. Because it's unlikely that the day the peace deal is signed, that's the exact day that the east wind kills the army of Rome. So to nail it down to one day, I think it would be bookended, as you said.
Did you say that it would be one day?
I doubt it. I think we should, because look at, I'll just say all of our waymarks. I don't know if there's an exception, major waymarks. But 1989, we don't nail it down to one day.
Yes, right.
9/11, 11/9, and maybe there's some others. Lots of things happened in 1996. Elder tested in 1996 quite thoroughly. we used to call the second waymark 9/11. And then we stopped and we called it 2001 because there was more than one day, 9/11 and 11/9 and maybe some others. So in each, to make up a waymark, you do have, I'll call it bookending because that's the term we're sticking with. So I think it does make sense to do that here as well.
Sure.
You know, saying that convinces me more that the National Sunday Law has to be bookended because of the other waymarks. Look at all the things that happened in 2014 that happened in a stretch of time. And 2019 and etc. We could go on. In fact, 2021 Panium, it wasn't one day. It was about 3 or 4 months. The information war at the beginning of the Ukraine war. So if we make this one day, say July 18 or something, I don't know if we're following our rules, if you want to call that rules.
Well, could the National Sunday Law go right until the Worldwide Sunday Law?
I'm not too sure about that because once you get to the increase of knowledge on Daniel 12:1, you're going to be past that waymark, aren't you? These are separate waymarks. And then here you get time on Daniel 12:1. Because 1989 doesn't extend all the way to 2001. 2001 doesn't extend all the way to 2014 or whatever. So I think you have to come out of a waymark at some point.
You know, Gloria was, I think, one of the ones sort of at the beginning as this was, the Sunday law discussion was happening, and said the full year of 2024. And, you know, it because of 2014. And actually, you're right, Aaron, what you've just added in. I mean, 2001, we did that. We stopped putting 9/11, you know, we changed it to 2001. And so in a sense, it sort of, it fits.
It really does, doesn't it? When you think about all of our waymarks, at least the major ones, they're all bookended for a period of time. not
And
one
yet
day.
the symbol can still be like time of the end, 1989, or
Yeah.
or close of probation, November 9th, 2019, or, you know, there can still be a symbol that is a date, but
Yes,
it goes far beyond that in many ways.
you can have a primary date in one waymark, even though there are others that exist.
And that's it to me. I mean, the July 18th, 2024, just some of what was symbolized there
Yeah,
with that last evening of the Republican Party convention, you know, but there were other subsequent things that happened too that were in a sense important. So yeah, thank you very much for your study. It's been very
Thank you.
illuminating.
Well, somebody said Elder Terry is okay to bookend it, which means I think everybody would be in one accord. Because I think Arian and Curtis already bookended it. I can't see any other way of doing it, so I'm happy to do that. And if someone said Elder Terry's done that fairly recently, it sounded like, I guess we're all in one accord. I know there's Elena, but I think Elena's saying we're not even at the National Sunday Law, isn't she? Am I correct? Or no? Maybe not.
In a sense, maybe Elena's studies are going to be powerful. I mean, they have already been, but they'll be powerful in terms of the east wind killing the armies of Rome, because she's brought in Islam sort of as that other aspect.
Does she still teach that the east wind attacks the United States at National Sunday?
Sorry, Aaron, I don't know how to
Haven't
answer that. Someone else might, but
Yeah. Well, either way, I watched her original 5 videos when she did say that, and I couldn't find any model which teaches that. The woes don't, that's for sure. Trumpets don't, and so um, so basically, I didn't understand that study. Okay, what should we do, Elder?
Uh, any more questions? If there aren't any more questions, I guess I'll stop the recording. That's okay.
Okay.